Happy Flosstube Friday, friends! My name is Kari. This is Tiger Lily Designs. Welcome to Flosstube episode 112. Yay! Welcome! Happy Friday. It's actually Thursday, but I'm putting this out on Friday, so yay! Welcome! So it's been 2 minutes, 2 weeks, not 2 minutes, since I was here last, but I've got some great things to share with you. Now, if you're new to my channel, welcome. My channel is about quilting and cross stitch and knitting and just general making of all the things in the world of fiber arts, hence the craziness behind me. I love to do quilt alongs, sew alongs, keeper club stitching, all the things. Today is no different. Since I've been gone for 2 weeks, I do have quite a pile in front of me to share with you. And I think I'm checking every single box. I am definitely checking a finish. Woohoo! I've got a cross stitch finish. I have a cross stitch new start. Yay! That's exciting. We do have some updates, some storytelling of the Saga of the Peacorn. If you know, you know. You've been around, you know the Saga. I've got some updates for you. It's kind of actually super fun. So I can't wait to share that with you. And then we're going to dive into the world of knitting. I have some updates on what I've been working on my whips, as well as quilts, updates on that, some hauls, some goodies, Tiger Lily's shop update. I'm going to throw at the end in case that's not your jam. But as we love to do, let's just dive in. Should we start with the finish for the week? I think that's a great idea. I'm pretty excited. I did not get it fully finished. I did try. I went to 2 different shops trying to find a way to fully finish it, but I'd rather get it right and be patient than to kind of force it into something that it's not perfect. So anyway, this is Tricks or Treat. It's from the Blackbird design book. I stitched it on a piece of Grace Notes fabric, 36 count. It is part of her Fabric of the Month club. It was in the colorway Marble. So you can see, I have cut it out. I didn't cut it out until I was fully finished, done stitching. I had it all ready. Like I said, I actually took the piece with me to the stores, but I could not find the right finish. And so I'm just gonna be patient. So here is my finish. Isn't it fun? I love this. This fabric was perfect for this sweet little Halloween-y theme stitch. So I did change a couple things. I pulled from Stash. I used, I don't even remember what it's called for, but you know, blackish. So I used Weeks Dye Works Coal. And then we talked about it, and I wanted to make my pumpkin orange versus, it's a 1 color stitch in the book. It's all black. And I wanted, you know, love orange. So I went ahead and I used Sweet Potato, Weeks Sweet Potato for the pumpkin. And then Classic Colorworks Weather Vine is what I used for the pumpkin stem. So I did actually finish it and iron it up. Oh, some other changes I did. In case you're looking, you're like, that doesn't look like it. The sample has the year like really, really big here. Big, bold. I'll show you because it's fun, right? Okay. See right there where it says 2005, really, really big. So, I mean, this is going to be up for years. I don't need to be reminded of 2024 later on in life. So I decided I didn't need the year that big in my world. So I took some of the quilt stars that were from other patterns and kind of just threw 3 quilt stars in. I could have put 2024 here, tiny, or even my initials, but instead I just wanted to call it done. So I do want to find a black ornate. I have a vision, and I did go on Amazon to see if I could find a frame. There wasn't one. It's not a standard size, shocker. So I am gonna either have to make a custom frame or just luck into finding one of those fancy boardy things at Hobby Lobby. But like I said, we're too close to the season anyway. I'm just gonna have to add it to the list of things that I need to keep my eye out for when I'm out thrifting and antiquing and all the things. But I did finish it. It looks great on this purple marble. Love it. Love it. All right. So that was my finish for the week. And then I have my new start. My new start is in one of my mini project bags. Because the pattern was tiny. That was my favorite thing when it's one of those half size, not a full size sheet of paper, half size project chart, then it will fit in one of these, and it's handy dandy. Now it is a big old piece of fabric, so I could cut it down, but I haven't finished the border yet, and I don't like trimming my fabric until A, it's either done, or B, I know the border. So I'm working on it. But anyway, I did get a new start, and so I wanted to share with you. I showed you this as part of my haul 2 weeks ago. So any ideas? Anybody remember what one of my hauls was? Yes, let me give you a hint. Ah, look at my pretty flamingo friend. Okay, so this was the Fanciful Sampler. This was Alicia's September sampler box exclusive. So this is chart you cannot get right now. Little Robin will have it at market, I believe, in the spring. But right now it was exclusive to Alicia's box. So she does have another great box coming up. I think it's Annie's Blessing Sampler in January. So go check that out. I think she's talked about it on her last Flosstube. But I had to start this one, and let's just dive into what it looks like, shall we? Because, okay, I had to kit it up. I put all my floss. First of all, so gorgeous. Look at all these fancy floss. And then I had to go and pull my Alice thread bling. This was something that was gifted to me at StitchCon. Somebody was walking around, I forget who it was, but it's so sweet. And you know, Alicia's Alice, you know. So I had to put it on there because it represents my sweet friend. And so let me get my board so I can show you like a professional. I mean, not really, but you know, whatevs. This is gorgeous fabric. And we talked about it, but just in case you weren't here last time, it is, hold on. I was going to say, let me put my glasses on, but they're on. Can I see? Maybe Dusty Road Seraphim 40 count, quarter yard. So like I said before, she gave us a huge quarter yard. We don't need it, especially if I'm stitching on 40 count, because I have finished the border left to right. But how fun. Okay, and do you see? Let me just show you. Like, that's a lot of extra. And I think it doesn't even go halfway up. Close, but not all the way. Crazy. Like, we needed a quarter of the piece of fabric that she gave us. So she gave us 3/4 of fabric to add to stash. That's a pretty fantastic kit. But oh my gosh, this, I couldn't stop. I was going to just do 3 days. I'm schooling, I'm thinking, I'm deciding what I want to be when I grow up, and deciding my new plan of attack regarding whips. Because I just need some direction. If it's up to me, by the time I go and sit down and start the stitching, my brain is like done turned off. And so thinking about what I'm going to stitch on, it doesn't happen. And so I need something easy. This was easy because I was like, oh, I'm just going to stitch on this for 3 days. So then I didn't have to think about it. I just did it. But these colors are gorgeous. Now you can see I did my little trick. It's not mine. It's, you know, pretty common. But you did 2 half stitches and 1 full cross for every 10 steps, for every 10 stitches. So that's your way of counting. So I got across the border, and then I'm going up as well, just as I do. But again, it's really pretty. That's probably more the colors. It kind of blows out and gets weird as I get a little closer to the camera, but it's really, really a fun stitch. I think this was 3 nights. I forget, because then I went off on a goose chase and started something else. And what do you do? Do you do, I'm always in, I mean, there's WhipGo. I will never be a WhipGo girl. I can't, that's only 2 projects a month. That's not enough. And then, so I'm thinking, now of course this wasn't on my agenda to talk to you about, but I score with the best of them. I'm thinking of creating, so come November, we'll get into why I'm going to be busy again. But after my busy period, there'll be another busy period, let's be real. But in case I have some lollygaggling time, I'm going to come up with a system. It's kind of, Chantel did it years ago. She called them whip sticks. I don't think she has them. I mean, it was back in the OG Chantel, 141 designs. She had, basically it looked like popsicle sticks. It was adorable. And she put all of her whips on popsicle sticks, and then you just pull one and then you work. So I don't remember, like I said, it was OG. So I'm trying to remember exactly, but I think I'm going to do a version of whip sticks, but only put maybe November Christmas whip sticks. And then pull one, work on it for 3 days, because I feel like that's a good, not too much, but not too little, kind of just right Goldilocks time period, unless I'm so close to finish, and then I'll finish it. But I have so many I love Christmas stitching. It's my favorite. I probably am just going to skip right to Christmas. I don't have any Christmases now, but come November, I do want to just dive right into the Christmas stitching. I love Christmas ornaments. That's my favorite thing. I want to have a whole stitchy tree. Hashtag goals. I do not have it yet. I have maybe 15 or 20 ornaments. So I don't know. I don't know how fast that's going to work out. It's a good theory. It's a good plan, maybe. But the organization of trying to do the whipsticks and the pulling and the kitting, all the projects and all the things, sounds like a lot of work ahead of work. We'll just have to see how it all works out. But I'm trying to come up with a new plan because right now my no plan isn't really cutting it out. And I end up squirreling and just really squirreling with the best of them. So are you ready for the Peacorn saga? Are you ready? Because we're going to stay in stitching and I'm going to talk about the Peacorn, which in case you didn't know is code for a peacock, a unicorn, and a badger, aka the Peacorn. Once upon a time, there was a Peacorn chart. Maybe not. Now is the time for the saga, the update, where is she now on the peacock, a unicorn, and a badger. Now, if you've been following along, you know that I have had this chart for a while. Step 1, get chart. Step 2, get floss. I went for it's charted in Versois silk, and then DMCs. I went ahead and got the Vicki Clayton spools because I love Vicki Clayton silks. So what I did, let me show you. Here's all the spools. So what I've done since I saw you last is I have floss dropped. I know it's kind of like what you're not supposed to do, but I am going to create a silk keeper because I need a project keeper, floss keeper, now a silk keeper so that my silk doesn't get all raggedy, whatever. But I'm designing, it's in prototype phases for a silk keeper. So TBD. But in the meantime, I have floss dropped all the yummy silks. Isn't that gorgeous? Okay. That took a hot minute in itself. Now, when you were here last, we had talked about, I had received one fabric. It was the Lakeside Linens River Willow. I love Lakeside, and it was 40 count. It was gorgeous. And I had held up the Vicki Clayton spool because I am not stitching. In case you're not familiar with this chart, this is a full coverage. The background is stitched. This is the color, this greeny, foresty, almond, hunter, gray, all those words, green. So there is a fabric, Evertote, called Pub Crawl. I have now learned, thank you so much, friends, Pub Crawl was not about a pub, a bar, a thing. It's peacock, unicorn, badger. Duh. But it's a fabulous fabric. But I've never stitched with Evertote fabric, A. B, this is not, and it's a big piece of fabric. It's a huge piece. And so I was kind of nervous ordering something that big, that large without seeing it in person. Buying fabric online is just so hard. I mean, I know like she's stitching it. She's a dyer. I'm sure she knows what she's doing. So instead, at the same time, people had said, well, just stitch some test stitches on your River Willow. So step 1, I did that. It was a great idea, friends. And there it is. It's not bad. This is definitely a more khaki brown, right? Or khaki green, not brown. I mean brown, khaki, right? But it's more of a khaki green versus a more vibrant green. And these colors are very vibrant. And so once I did a floss toss, this is going to be hard for me to do, but you kind of didn't get that vibrant statement. So in the meantime, I decided, why not? Went to Michael's, bought 5, 6 different colors of liquid Rit dye. Yep, sure did. It's one of those things. Listen, as a maker, you're going to get me. I could buy something for the price, or I could make it myself for 10 times as much. Well, as a maker, I'm always going to make it, right? Yeah. You feel me, right? Anyway, here we are. This is the saga. So I went and I got Rit dye. Now, the good news is I do have a bolt of 36 Zweigart linen. It's a whole nother story as to why I have a bolt of it, but I do. And so I cut myself 3 pieces 36 count. So a 36 count, the recommended fabric cut is a 24 by 24, 23 by 24. My pieces are about 24 by 26. It's kind of, anyway, I cut 3 pieces of fabric, 4 actually, because that's the way the math, but I used 3. I dyed 3. I made 3 different, I just played kitchen chemistry. That's just all there is to it. A little bit of this, a little bit of that. I did a little bit of research. Rit Dye has a fabulous like color formula thing on their website, which gave me like a jumping off point of what some of the colors to get. Dark green and Kelly green. And then taupe, pearl gray, charcoal gray. Because, you know, it needs to be a little dirty and dark, right? So you can't just do green. Anyway, kitchen chemistry, that is what I did in my spare time. So now we have the results of kitchen chemistry. Now I'm trying to show it to you, and it's like I said, it's going to be hard to show you, but these are 3 different formulas. Now, if you are at all interested in playing kitchen chemistry and one of these fabrics speaks to you, I am going to put all these details of the recipe, of how I did it, all the things, right or wrong, I don't know. But I'm going to share all of this on my Patreon. So the recipe, the formulas of solution A, B, and C, and tell you guys like teaspoons of this, teaspoons of that, per the water ratio, per this, because Red Dye tells you like for 3 pounds of fabric, what is that going to do me? And then you have to do the math associated with 3 pounds of fabric. You need 2 bottles of this color and 3 bottles of that. What? So anyway, I just played. I played and I have 3 greens to choose from. Now, the moral of the story is one of these greens is going to be the Peacorn because that's just all there is to it. Right now, I've invested 2 yards of fabric. One of these is going to be the green. And I'm going to put a poll on Patreon and we're going to vote. And I want you to leave your comments down below and we're going to vote. And that's just where we're going to go with that. So I am going to try to show you them all together and then individually and a floss toss so you can make educated recommendations. You can vote, educated voting, right? That's very important, especially in this day and age. Educated voting. Okay, friends? Okay. So we have the River Willow. I can pretty much tell you I've ruled that one out. It's too muted. It's too khaki green versus vibrant green. So here are my 3 vibrant greens. And you're like, Kari, those are real close. They are real close. This was not rocket science. I wasn't, you know, like this isn't a rainbow. But they're 3 different recipes. Now I'm going to bring you up close. I'm trying, you know, color and such and all the things. And you can see the little gourd pins or the light bulb pins. It's from my knitting drawer. But there's 3 different colors of gourd pins. And that's how during my dye process, I was able to keep track of the colors. So there's the red gourd pin, the blue gourd pin, or the purple. That's how we're going to vote. Because there's no reason for me to try to figure out different names. I know the recipes. I wrote it down. I have a dye book, a dye journal. This isn't the first time I've played kitchen chemistry with dye and linen. I just have never shared it with you guys before. But I probably have, I don't know, 5, 6, 10 yards of different colors of sampler brown. I'm trying to find the perfect one for me. But that's a story for another day, friends. Okay, so here we are. Red, blue, purple gourd pins. You can see it. So here they are all together. Now, this is the Vicky Clayton green. That it would be what if you were going to stitch it, right? And then hold on. I did pull the DMC. The DMC is different. It's much darker than the Vicky Clayton. So I pulled it just for giggles. Okay, and now we're going to do a floss toss of each one. And again, if this is not your jam, fast forward is my, but I know the Peacorn is a very, oh, and I forgot to show you. Oh, pickles. Hopefully you saw, if not, shoot back. But I did. The good thing is you could barely see it. So that's good. But there's a test stitch. See? Maybe right there. there was a test stitch on each one. I'll show you too when we get down. So here we are in the purple. It's a little splotchy. I dyed it in my kitchen. That's just, you know, part of the story. I'm going to pull the bright ones. We'll pull the greens. So that's the purple. And then you can see up in the corner by the safety pin, if you look real close, I stitched 10 stitches in the called for green. Okay, so that's purple. All right. This is going to be a mess. All right, this is blue. It's the darker one, in case you, I feel like the purple and the red are very close. I mean, the recipes were different. This is the one that has the charcoal gray in it. Just a little bit. I mean, literally a teaspoon. But little dab will do ya. This is the, what color pin did I call this one? This is the blue pin. So this is darker. You can see this test stitch is right there. Almost disappear, which again, they almost do on all of them. Where's the red? Yeah, okay. And then last but not least, all right, so we've done purple, blue, and then this one is the red. Hold on, let me find my, make sure the test stitch side is up. Okay, the test stitch side. So there's my test stitches, barely. I mean, we're close on all of them. Let's be real, friends. But I have them all, so I might as well pick the perfect one. I will put some pictures up with the poll on Patreon, so go and vote. You do not have to be a paid member to go and join and vote in the poll, so I would love for you to vote, or if you just want to write down your vote down here in the comments below. So close, so close. Like I said, one of these is going to be the winner. Which one? I don't know. You tell me. It's sweater update time. Yes. So it's been 2 weeks since I showed you guys this sweater, or maybe I didn't even show it to you 2 weeks ago. I know I've showed it to you recently, but it is close. I had a post on Saturday because I was knitting on it. It's a great football game, knitting most of the time. On Saturday during the Clemson football game, yay, we won. And I had to try it on to see if I was ready for the ribbing, and I did, and I was, and I'm so excited. And I don't think it's going to be a crop top. No, look, that's going to be so not be a crop top. Yeah, we could. And so I'm working on the ribbing. Truth be told, 1 by 1 ribbing is my nemesis. I mean, there's probably other things that are my nemesis, but I just love a good stockinette. So this whole 1 by 1. Okay, so I do try to do like 2 or 3 rows per couple days to just eat my vegetables, just to get her done. I did go ahead and start one of the sleeves. I don't remember. But then I was like, no, you don't get to do sleeves yet. Finish the daggone body. So I went back to the body. This one. So it is going to be long sleeves. I had somebody ask me with my picture, is it going to be a long sleeve? Yeah, I'm not on Sleeve Island yet, but soon. It's just so fun. I love a pink stripe. Okay, but look at this cake. Isn't that awesome? So I am on my second cake. I'm knitting this with Miss Babs Yowza, which is such a great DK. So squishy and so fun. And then I have 3 shades of pink. If you've been around here for a while, you know the saga of the pinks. But anyway, it's coming along. The Lion Sweater by Petite Knit. I love it. Truth be told, I have been feverishly consuming all the fall knit pattern roundup videos on YouTube, and they're kind of, my list of sweaters that I want to make is really, really long, and I've made 2 sweaters. Let's be honest here, people. I've completed 2 sweaters. So I have no business having more than 1 sweater whip at a time, having more than 1 or 2 sweater quantities of yarn in the queue, ready to go. But yet I'm still adding to stash, and I'm still already planning maybe a side trip off the road tomorrow when I'm driving through Charlotte to see maybe a yarn shop that I haven't been to yet. Because, you know, sometimes when you're driving 9 hours, you need a little pit stop. And what's a better pit stop than at a yarn shop? Yeah. The advantages of commuting by yourself. Okay, so that's the lion sweater. Sticking with yarn, because knitting, fun. I do have one piece of haul. It is so, so sweet. And I just want to share it with you. Sorry for the crinkle. Yeah, okay. This was, so Patrick and I took a little, sorry, tangent for a minute. We took a little couple days off. Anyway, we went leaf chasing. If you were here last fall, I live in Mount Vernon, Virginia, Northern Virginia. And so we love to chase the autumn leaves. I love the orange and the reds and the olive leaves. And it was a little early to go leaf chasing, but we had a wonderful time kind of going into the mountains of Winchester Mountains, West Virginia, Appalachia, Blue Ridge over there. Anyway, we were in Winchester, Virginia, and we went to this shop. It was so sweet. Hold on. This shop was, I swear, like this big. It was the tiniest little shop, but it has more yarn in it than I have been in shops. It's so funny. I walked out of that shop and I said, Patrick couldn't even come in. There was barely room for 2 people. And I go, there was more yarn in that shop. And I've been in shops 10 times that size that didn't have half the amount of yarn. She has crazy amounts of yarn, just like literally from the floor to the ceiling. Gorgeous, fabulous. She does all the colors, lots of things. And this was a local, I always go whenever I vacation, I love to get a local yarn. And so this was a local dyer. And of course it looked like leaf chasing to me. So I had to get it, and it was zebra. So it is called RAGGZ, ragsfiberarts.com. There is her website. I don't know if she sells directly to the consumer on her website or if she's wholesaler to local yarn shops only. But if she is, go ahead and give Knitters Magic, in Winchester a call and tell them that you want some of these. Oh, so Traditions. Such a beautiful, I don't know if it's supposed to be Christmas or autumnal, but I just loved it. It's fingering weight. And so this was going to be my little souvenir socks. I should have had this caked up and knitted, but I'm knitting on socks already. Of course, they're upstairs. I didn't bring them. So you're not going to see those today. But that was my little yarn haul. And then I have some goodies from Fat Quarter Shop. Let's just go with what's next in the pile, shall we? Okay, so Fat Quarter Shop so generously sent some goodies that I'm going to share with you guys. September's sunflowers. This is the sweet little shelf life. These are so, so sweet. I love the little sunflowers. So I'm collecting these. And at the end of the season, I don't know, this is number 9 of 12. I don't know if I have all 9, but I definitely have a collection. And I'm going to give them all away at one time together later on. But if that's something you want to grab now, the link is going to be down below. This is fantastic. Oh my gosh. Sherri and Chelsi, first of all, fantastic. Love their podcast, their Flosstube knitting podcast. It's a podcast because I've listened to it as I'm driving, but it's also a YouTube video. So they do a double dip. So fabulous. There are some gorgeous blocks. Of course, I can't show you because it's actually like showing you the blocks, but it's a fun little family favorites. Like all these just basic, good, like here's the kind-hearted sampler quilt. So they have a sampler quilt. And then that's obviously a sampler quilt is built with a bunch of sampler blocks. Oh, I have to try to find a picture that I can show you. Oh, here's one. Look at that. Doesn't really, it's probably the one on the cover. It's so pretty, but it's so well done. And the measurements are gorgeous. Beautiful colors. Love a sawtooth star. There's a couple different variations of that. Here's another sampler quilt. Oh, I have to find a way of showing it to you without showing you the information. Yay, there you go. So pretty. A lot of these are fat quarter friendly, fat eighths, fat quarters. That's perfect. That sampler quilt you can do with the fat quarter bundle because you need fat 8s and fat quarters. So that'll get done with that. That's so fun. I love it. This was such a great, so this is called Family Favorites. It just came out as a book by Sew Emma. You can grab it on Fat Quarter Shop only, I think. So I will link this down below. This is so fun. And then with that, there was also the Sherri and Chelsi Dresden. I love a good Dresden plate quilt block. So I am excited to add that to as a zipper pull to one of my project bags. So thank you so much, Fat Quarter Shop. Should we stay quilting for a minute? So now we're going to talk quilting. So if you remember, I am doing the Swoon Along 2024 with 10 of my friends, although I think one of them's dropped out. You know who you are. Has dropped out, but that's okay. We are sewing the Swoon 16 quilt together. Now this started October 1st. I think the goal was to have it done by the holiday season. The girls had said 3 blocks per week plus some sashing and the finishing would give you plenty of time if you wanted to stay on course. Here we are, October 17, 18. So that means we're like 3 weeks in. So I should have like 9 blocks done. I don't have 9 blocks done. We'll talk about what else I've been doing later. But the good news is I have fabric cut. Now, cutting fabric can be half the battle. Can be, let's just say 3/4 of the battle. No battle. But anyway, so if you were here 2 weeks ago, you saw I shared with you I had pulled the Tilda. So here, this is one of my favorite shelves. This is my Tilda shelf. I had pulled a custom fat quarter collection curated from the 4 seasons of Creating Memories. Now, Tilda just released in August, I'm thinking. The Creating Memories line. It was 4 different seasons. And it was all these different colorways. I put them all together. It was gorgeous. Loved it. All the things. Okay. Loved it. I was super excited. But then in the meantime, since I have not cut my fabric yet, in the meantime, I have received the new Tilda Fat Quarter collection called Sanctuary. Here's my second bundle. So this is Sanctuary. Oh my goodness. Okay. So first of all, these jewel tones, if you know, you know, pinks and jewels. Look at so now it does have these little pumpkins but it's so cute. Now I skipped all the browns. Let's just be real. But then you get purple jewels and blues and then these greens and aquas. And then there was the blender pack to go with it. So this is Sanctuary by Tilda. It just released within the last 2 weeks. So I will link it down below if you want to go and check it out. Fat Quarter Shop, I do believe, has fat quarter bundles, maybe some of the smaller bundles. They do it by color too, which is really cool. Of course, I don't have it to share with you right now. But if you're like, I don't need the whole fat quarter bundle, I just want the pinks. They have, and I'm pretty sure Fat Quarter Shop does sell those bundles. Tilda has put color collections together, meaning so in this bundle there's 20 fat quarters, and so they have separated that into 4 color stories, and so the color stories are 5 fat quarters per story. So you don't have to get the whole, because fat quarter bundles can be expensive, and if you're like, oh my gosh, green is my jam. So they have a green bundle. And so it's 5 of the greens, just collective. So you look for that too. I will try to link both options, both the full fat quarter bundle, but maybe you just want the pinks or you just want the purples. I feel like lots of people don't like purple. I love purple, but so there's the purples and the green. Anyway, they have color stories, which is something new. Usually they just do blenders that go with the fat quarter bundles, which they did that as well. But on this one, they separated it into 4 different color stories. Green, purple, pink, and then I don't think they called it brown, but maybe like a neutral. So that was the color stories. Sorry, I'm talking to the wall. That was the color stories for the Tilda. So the moral of the story is, once I got that collection, I did a poll on Instagram. If you follow me on Instagram, you saw the Instagram story a couple days ago, and I was like, hashtag the struggle is real. Which one do I want to do? I love them both. I went with Sanctuary. Yeah. And so last night after my quitting bell rang, that's how I do. Sometimes people are like, how can you work and play in the same room? I wish I could show you the other room. Someday I'll show you the rest of the room. There's more than just one wall. But someday I'll show you the other part of the room. But this is my work and play room. And so I do kind of try to draw some lines for myself in that, okay, work stops. Sometimes it doesn't stop, let's be real. But if I hit a deadline, pass a deadline, get her done, then I can have my work stop at a certain time. And so last night, after the quitting bell rang, reminds me of the Flintstones bell. Did you ever watch that cartoon? Anyway, after the quitting bell rang, I was like, okay, now it's time for fun. And by fun, I mean time to cut on my swoon. Okay, so if you've never cut a swoon quilt, it is no joke. I wish there was an easy way for me to tell you how many pieces are per block, but I feel like it's, well, 8 plus 9 is 17, 17 plus 12, 29, 29 plus 28, 57 pieces per block times 16. I did not cut the sashing yet, so, you know, but 16 blocks, 57, do the math. That's a lot. But that's okay. I got her done. That was my fun. That was my fun last night. Doesn't that sound fun? And then I put them on. I love these Lori Hole bolts. These are my favorite. I don't know how I lived. How did I not have these before? So I will link these down below. I love this size because it fits, and I've showed you, these are my favorite things too, the 12 by 12 boxes. So it fits inside. These are the 10 by 10 design boards. They have 10 by 10, 14 by 14, and then I think 16 by 16 or 18 by, I don't know, bigger. It's a little too much. I love the 10 by 10 only because then I can stack 2 or 3 of them, maybe 4, inside one of these scrapbook boxes and like take it with me to South Carolina if I wanted to sew some blocks. We'll see. Anyway, so I have all my pieces cut for the swoon blocks, and I do have them matched up. Now you're supposed to have 3 fabrics per block, so I don't have them all organized. Anyway, I'm not going to give away the pattern on how you do it, but it is not an easy block. How many pieces did I say? 57? Yeah, so 57 pieces. You can imagine it's not an easy block to put together. But step 1, fabric, right? So I'm pretty excited about that. So we shall see how it comes, how it goes, if I get a block or 2 done. But I do have all the fat quarters. It's just 16 fat quarters, which is fantastic. I love a good fat quarter friendly block pattern. So sweet. Now I had thought about, cause Chrissy Crosshatch Quilts. She has a swoon quilt, but she uses it as a bed quilt. And I think she did 25. So instead of 4 by 4, it was 5 by 5. So that's 25 blocks. But I think that then it fits on a king size. Now it's got to be a queen because this is 74 by 74. So to go to a queen, add a 16-inch block, let me see. Yeah, these are 16-inch blocks. So that would be a 90 by 90. So that's a queen size bed. Okay, so that would make it a bed quilt if I did 25. So far, I've only cut enough for 16. Let's not get ahead of ourselves. Step 1, do the blocks, right? Don't get ahead of yourself. It's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. And so then I have all my neutral. I did a Tilda. This is the color called Dove White. I don't know why they put the word white in it. It looks ivory to me. I would have called it bisque or something like, because you spell the word white in it and it sounds like white. This is not white. Nowhere near white. It is bisque. It is, well, see? That's not white. Bisque, ivory, enamel. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway, I have all the blocks cut. Step 1, yay. So I just wanted to share my progress. I showed the girls last night via our little group chat. So many of them are crushing the goals, the whole like 3 blocks per week. So that means 9. I think there's Jess Combo Stitches might actually be on track. Allison is like right on her heels. Jody has been cutting and sewing and doing all the things like in the silence. I don't think she's putting it in the group chat. She's just one day gonna be like, oh, here's my quilt, I'm finished. Thankfully, I do have a friend here at the back of the bus. Jessica, Sweetwater Stitcher, is still thinking about cutting. So go ahead, girl. Just keep on thinking. We're good. She's got a retreat to go to. So, you know, life. But anywho, it's not a race. There's no quilt police. There's no quilt along police. It does have the number 2024 in it though. And the tag that Jody made his tags, it's over there. I'll have to show you maybe next time. Jody had custom quilt labels made for us. She's so sweet. And so it does have the year 2024 in it though. So that does give me a little motivation to actually think about finishing it in 2024. I mean, I guess I could just handwrite 2025. We're good. We're good, right? Yeah, okay. So that is my cutting update on the Swoon Along 2024. Quilting haul, because that's fun. We're staying in the realm of quilting, yes. Do you like me to organize it by subject matter? Stitching, knitting, quilting, or do you want it works, whips, haul, story? I don't know. And if you have any thoughts or any changes, let me know down in the comments below. I kind of think doing it by segment, just in case you're just a stitcher, you want to see all the stitching and then move on. Maybe you're a stitcher and knitter, or maybe, anyway, whatever. I got some stitching haul. Now I told you guys this, I finished the Sew Sampler Verbena quilt. But I was waiting. I have not long armed it. I haven't put it on my long arm yet because I was waiting for my quilt label to come in. And so I did go to Sweetwater Co and get some labels printed. So I joined I'm just gonna like do all the things because, you know, why not? So I used to have an embroidery, I mean, I still have it, it's in the box, and a Bernina machine that would do the embroidery labels, and I would make my own labels. It would take me like 3 hours to make a label. Let me tell you how many times I have 3 hours to sit there and make a quilt. I do not have the time for that. So I have now decided that machine stays in the box. To be honest, I'm trying to sell it. So in the meantime though, I still do want to put my name and year, or at least my name on my quilt, so that one day, eons from now, when somebody pulls out a quilt, because I pull out antique quilts and we think we know who made the quilts, which grandma, you know, Grumpy Susan. We're going to talk about that in a minute, or sometime. Don't let me forget. But, you know, we think we know who did it, but we may not. So I love to put tags, labels, at least my name, the maker of said quilt, on the quilt somewhere. Yeah. So I went to Sweetwater. I've never got the labels before, but I'm super excited. And so I joined the club. And when you join the monthly club, which means you get 1 cent per month, I think, then you get the opportunity to go into the vault and buy past months. And so I think this is the one that was the club one for October, maybe. But then I went into the vault and I got, look how autumnal, like, is that one not gonna be perfect for Verbena? One of those. And then I got, because I know I'm gonna be doing another patriotic quilt. So I got a patriotic set of labels and then a Christmas set of labels. So I just love these. I've never used them before. Like I said, I always just use my my Bernina. Or lately my quilts haven't had labels. So I'm excited to start labeling them again. And I think this is going to be the perfect solution. So I will link her down below. It was a great, super fast, like, I mean, it's personalized, but less than a week, I think, around a week. And these labels were to me. So that was super great. Some other piece of haul that I got is I am part of the Fat Quarter Shop Ruby Star Society Quarterly Quilt Club. I have one. It's still in the box. Here's the second one. Oh, pickles. But it is so cute. This is called the Radiance. Not quite sure if that one's going to speak to me, but the colors certainly do. Pinks and teals and aquas and mustards. It's a lovely, they kind of curate their own little custom bundle, pulling fabrics from multiple lines into their own quarterly club. So I love that fat quarter shop. I love Ruby Star, but I can't collect all the fat quarter bundles from them. So I love that they curate something like this. And so I love it. Bright, fun, Ruby Star, that's what they're known for. So this is going to be great. I need to find a fat quarter friendly. That's the key, is finding a fat quarter friendly pattern. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 11. 11? Really? It's got to be 12. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Well, that's just super weird. I would have thought 10. 10 or 12. 11 is just a weird number, but maybe there is 11. I don't know. Fat quarters, trying to find a fat quarter friendly pattern sometime, but I've got a swoon to do, so stay on point. I do have one more quilt kitting up whip to share with you. You want to see? All right, so this is Crazy Town. This is not a traditional quilt. It probably is going to speak to like 0.1% of you, but it's super fun for me. So let's see if you want to. Okay, so this is called the Tiger Abstractions Quilt. It is foundation paper piecing. It is going to be 60 by 75. Of course, I've had the pattern for probably 2 or 3 years because my name of my business is Tiger Lily, in case you're new here. Tiger Lily, Clemson Tiger, I'm an alumni. My kids are both there right now. Anyway, tigers, love them. They're my jam. Okay, spirit animal. Okay, so Tiger Abstractions Quilt. I've had it for a while. Now, again, when I will find the time, when I'm just sitting around eating bonbons, but I was like, you know what? So last night, after I finished cutting the swoon, who was I? I then pulled out my tiger quilt, this is the Tilda solids. Now, it's obviously not all the solids because I've pulled some, but Tilda has great solids. First of all, I love Tilda fabric, but she also has a great solids rainbow. How many are there? I'm gonna say about 50, maybe 25. She calls them cools and warms. I'm not sure exactly how she separates it. It doesn't really matter. Actually, I went online and printed it out. So 5 and 5, 25, 50. Look, I was so close. So this is the rainbow of Tilda solids. I had both fat quarter bundles all pretty and ready to go. And so now this is charted in Kona, which is also a great fabric, but I was going to be changing things. And by changing things, if, you know, the tiger's orange, that's sure. But the ferns, yes, ferns in real life, in the world of ferns, outside in the wild, they are green. I know, they're plants. But in the world of a Clemson Tiger fan, what goes better with orange than purple? So yes, my ferns and pretty, I like cheesecloth, Swiss cheese plants, I have these plants, are going to be purple because why wouldn't they? And so I'm making this to be a wall hanging. Like this is going to be, I love to hang a quilt on a wall. I have a quilt on the wall in my family room. It is one of my favorite things. It's just big. It's a statement. It's color. I love color. So I love to make wall hanging quilts. And so when I saw this, I was like, this is a wall hanging quilt, 100%. And this is a wall hanging quilt. In the house in Clemson, I have 2-story ceilings. And so like behind the couch is like the perfect canvas. There's a wall for it. It's ready. It's not made, but so last night I went to my Tilda color, rainbow colors, and I pulled, now let's see if I can do this without, remember we tried this before. I don't think it fell over, but I went and I pulled, all right, let's just move this. The colors, whoa, that are needed for this quilt. So again, I'm not gonna, well, let's see. So there's the orange, that's the tiger. These are my 3 shades of purple for my leaves. This it's called like soft sage is the background still. Mouth, face, ears, you know, whatever. It's just I use the inspiration. So here's my cheat chart. Yeah, this isn't telling you anything you don't need to know. This is the back of the cover. It tells you the colors and how much you need. So I then wrote in pink, all the what color it was, which is why I had to print out the tilde chart, because my pretty bundles doesn't come with names. And so when I need to go order 2¼ yards of this color, I don't know what color it was called. So I had to go find the color chart for the tilde bundle, and I found it, and this is what the names are. And so I did all that work. I'm super excited. And so I went on Fat Quarter Shop had all the colors. And so they are sending me, I ordered that last night, all the colors. There's a couple colors I only need like 1/8 of a yard. So I'm able to just cut into this Fat Quarter bundle. I toyed on whether I wanted to cut into my master set, and I was like, yeah, I'm not quite sure how often I'm going to need mustard yellow. Probably won't. So I am going to cut into my master set of tilde Fat Quarters. So that is something just fun. The haul will come one day. I was able to cut, I did have the Dove White. This one again. That was part of, I used that 2 different places since I had a bolt of that I had bought for the tilde swim along. So that is my quilt update. That's my story. Okay, friends. So that is all my making story that I've had for the past 2 weeks. So let me give you a little bit of Tiger Lily shop update / plan / schedule of what I'm going to be doing, just because I like to keep y'all in the loop, because sometimes you're like, where are you? And this is where I am. Okay, so I was gone for 2 weeks, and that is because it was crazy time, self-inflicted. I don't know why I do this, but I did the October box and the Make with Tiger Lily in the same month again. Yeah, I'm crazy. So all of the things are out in the world, and I'm going to say about 80% of them, maybe 70, have actually been received, like shipped successfully on the porches of the recipients. So that includes the October Keeper Club box. So I will be doing my unboxing video, hopefully releasing that sometime next week. Once all the boxes, I do not put that video up until all the boxes have been received. So I do watch my shipping dashboard to make sure that none of the gremlins have stolen any. There are a couple that have gone kind of into the mystery vortex of gremlin land. So I'm still holding on to, I always hold on to 5 boxes. I mean, I'm not holding it. I always have 5 boxes extra for the gremlins. And then after 2 weeks, if my portal doesn't say anything or no one reaches out and says, hey, where's my box? Then I sell those extra boxes. So I have successfully been able to sell, and I always throw those extra boxes either in an Instagram story or on a Patreon, whatever they go. It's a surprise on where I put them. But there are 5 extra October boxes. There are 6 that are in the Gremlin Vortex now, so I hope all 6 don't get lost. Then I'm really messed up. But anyway, so that was what I was busy doing, as well as the Make with Tiger Lily patchwork kits. Now, if you remember, I showed you guys all the members. So these are all the patchwork. So I had to cut 75 million squares and patchworks and zippers and foam and interfacing and lions and tigers and bears, oh my, and then kit them up and bag them up and get them with the pattern and send them off. But they are all off as well. Because tomorrow I am leaving to go down to Clemson for another week. So what that means is I will be going down. There's a football game on Saturday, so that's super fun. And then the following weekend is the ring ceremony. And so both Noah and Lily, my 2 kids, are getting their Clemson class rings. It's a really big deal at Clemson. Of course, I'm not wearing mine right now. I meant to wear it so I could show it to you, but I'll show you pictures next video of my kids with their rings and me with my ring. It's gonna be so much fun. And so we're going down for that. And so I'll be down there for a week. I am bringing down work to do. I do have a sewing machine down there, so I do work, laptop, all the things, because when I come back, it is gangbuster, get her done, put them in the box for the Advents. So the Advent is sold out, asterisk, gold star, right here, okay? Just like with the Keeper Club box, where I hold 5 for the gremlins, I do hold 10 for the Advent because it's a bigger box. I don't know why I think they're going to lose it more. They're more likely to lose it. I don't know. I really don't want someone to not get their Advent. How about that? And so when I will plan, hopefully, my goal, I'm just going to say it, put it out there, is to have the Advents shipped by November 15th. And so when I come back from Clemson, it is gangbuster, get her done. There's some keepers that aren't done sewing yet. I need to get those stitched up, bagged up, ready to go. I am beyond excited about this year's Advent. Oh my gosh. This is all year. This is like my favorite. Anyway, but the moral of the story is I'm going to get them all out. They're going to go out in shifts. I can't ship them all in one day like I do with the club. They're going to go out in shifts, but you will always get your tracking number if you've ordered them. If you ordered your Advent way back in the day and you've moved, please tell me. Please reach out. Please email me if you have it. I mean, I know, my Advents went on sale on May 1. Life happens. You move things. Just please reach out. Let me know way in advance so I can make sure that the box is going to the right place. And then they're going to go out shortly thereafter. Again, just like with the shipping gremlins I'm doing with October right now, if they all successfully can get where they're going, then I will have up to 10 boxes extra to share with my Patreon first. Now, the caveat with those is they can't ship out until everybody else has gotten theirs. So you might get yours after December 1. So the goal is 12 days of Stitchmas. I will be coming back and doing daily videos in December. That's super exciting. They will be different than the years past because the years past, they're just going to be different, but I am still going to be here every day. We're going to open the Advent together. We're going to open some other things. We're going to do some fun. It's going to be great. But the Advent boxes that I will have might have to ship out afterwards because I have to make sure all the other people get there. Makes sense? Hopefully it does. But if you've had your eye on, if you're like super sad that you missed out on the Advent, definitely join the Patreon. You can join just a free one and you'll see the post. You see all the posts as a free member. Now, to access the link, you have to be a Tiger Cub member for some of the things, but you can at least see the headlines and see, oh my gosh, is that it? And then I need the link right. So just, hopefully that makes sense. If not, reach out. Let me know if you have any questions. I know sometimes it's a little confusing with all these different dashboards and places and things to go and technology. Oh my, trust me, I'm with you. But it was just my easiest, I feel like it's the easiest place to put it all in one place. And it can kind of make it fair for everyone. That's it. Yes, I've told you where I'm going to be. So chances are I will not have a video next Friday. I mean, I'll be in Clemson. So just probably not. But then when I come back, I am going to be in Advent land. So maybe I'll have some stitching to show you or some... How great would it be if I had my lion sweater done? That would be something I can do sitting on the porch in Clemson. I mean, I have to be working too, but whatever. Hashtag goals. I do have to, quit in time sometime, right? Have a little bit of fun. So until next time, friends, that's what I've got. Yes. Okay. I'm looking around, making sure I'm not missing anything. I'm not. We're good. So I will see you next time, friends. Happy stitching.